Hi, I'm Kath, and today's story is about Sophie Spikey, who has a very big problem, by Sarah Naish and Rosie Jefferies. Sophie Spikey did not like to ask other people for help. When she was 2, her new mum tried to help her put a coat on. Sophie Spikey said, "Me do it." Today, Sophie Spikey had a very big problem. She has lost her shoes again. She had looked everywhere for them, but they had simply disappeared. Sophie often found that her things just disappeared. She thought her dad might have hidden her stuff, or maybe her older brother William had stolen them just to be nasty. Sometimes she felt really spiky about that. Sophie was very cross that someone had taken her shoes, but she needed them to go to the shops with her mum and her sister. She liked going to the shops with Mum. Mum said, "Sophie, come on, we're going." She didn't say anything to her mum because she did not want anyone to know that her shoes were missing. Sophie's head felt very busy and hot. Then she had a brilliant idea. She remembered that her mum had put her old shoes in the bin. The bottom of one of the shoes was loose and Sophie kept tripping over it. Sophie took the old shoes out of the bin and quickly pulled off the floppy bottom. Once they were on her feet, they looked good as new, and Sophie was very proud of herself. Her head stopped feeling hot and busy. She didn't say anything to her mum. She didn't need to. She had sorted it all out by herself. Everything was going very well. Sophie, her mum and sister had been to the supermarket, and now they were off to more boring shops outside. It started raining, and Sophie's foot kept feeling wet, squishy things. The outdoor pavement was wet and stony. Suddenly, Mum looked at Sophie and said, "I've noticed you are walking a little bit strangely. Have you hurt your foot?" Sophie Spikey didn't say anything. She concentrated very hard on the interesting patterns on the pavement. She wondered how many squares there were on the whole pavement. Sophie knew her mum would make a disappointed face at her if she found out about the new shoes being lost. Sophie did not like grown-ups making disappointed faces at her. It made her feel all hot and blotchy. The more Mum looked at her, the more she stared at the pavement. The more she stared at the pavement, the more she thought about her shoes. The more she thought about her shoes, the more her tummy and her chest squeezed and whooshed together. Mum said, "I know something is not quite right, but we can sort it out together." Sophie knew this was a trick, and she looked at the floor so she didn't have to see Mum's disappointed face, and her face felt all hot and blotchy again. Mum noticed Sophie was wearing her old shoes. There was suddenly a lot of twitchiness in her face, and Sophie felt the hotness go all over her body, and Mum looked at the bottom of Sophie's shoes. "Oh dear, your sock is all black and wet. Your foot must be very cold. I think we need to go and have a nice hot drink to warm you up." The spiky bit of Sophie wanted to say, "No, I'm fine, leave me alone." But then the Sophie part of Sophie wanted a hot chocolate very much. While they were drinking hot chocolate, Mum said, "I wonder if you couldn't find your new shoes, but didn't want to ask me to help you." Sophie concentrated hard on looking at the patterns in her hot chocolate. Mum said, "When you were very tiny, before you lived with me, you had to sort everything out for yourself. Sometimes it might feel like there is still only you to sort things out. Don't worry, my job is to help you, and we will just keep practicing until one day you will be able to ask me to help you." Mum brought Sophie some emergency plimsolls to wear home so her foot stayed warm and dry. When they got home, Mum helped Sophie to find her new shoes. They had been under the bed the whole time. Sophie was very happy to find her new shoes. She could still feel the warm hot chocolate feeling in her tummy too. That feeling seemed to be lasting a very long time, she thought. Have you ever found it difficult to ask for help? Subscribe to Therapeutic Stories for stories that heal.